can't remember the last time we have sold $400 plus items in 1 week. Here is what we think is making the biggest difference.
Hi, I'm Camilla.
And I'm Kane, and we are
the FI Resellers. And we had an amazing past 2 weeks of sales. We cannot wait to show you what we sold. So we are going to jump right into our best sales from the past 2 weeks. Then we'll share, how much we made, some of our thoughts on what's going on in our reselling business, and what we think would be helpful to you. Here we have a pair of Doc Martens, and these are Chelsea boots. They're not in the best condition, but I think that if someone gets these, they might be able to clean them up. They are in good condition on the soles, so that's pretty promising. And I figured that with a shoe like this, it's meant to be kind of worn and, worn down. And so these sold for $40 plus shipping. So that was a great sale on that. I had them listed originally for $60. I was sending out offers for $50. But I just recently bought so many shoes at the bins, so I need to make some room in my shoe bins. Really excited for this sale. Doc Martens, definitely you want to be on the lookout for. We pretty much pick them up whenever we see them at the bins.
Okay, now for something I'm only partly familiar with. This is a radio for a F-150, and I got it from a garage sale, only $3. The person who sold it said that her husband replaced their F-150 radio with a digital one. This is obviously a little older, so I trust them, and I am just gonna sell it as is. It sold for $59 plus shipping on eBay, so I'm really happy about that. I know that the stuff that is OEM, original equipment manufacturer, is really valuable. This came straight from a Ford F-150, so it's something that people really like to do, especially when it comes to car parts. They want to get the OEM thing that came straight from the factory or from that particular vehicle, so that they know that there won't be any issues. So even though I haven't tested it, I have a good feeling about it. Otherwise, we will cross that bridge when we get there.
Okay, so we sold this pair of On Running shoes. These were the Cloud Swift sneakers. They're a women's sneaker, and I sold these for $35. They did have a little bit of wear on them. There was a rip on the side of the shoe, but in general, the treads looked pretty good, and there wasn't all that much on the heel, which often when I find On Running or On Cloud shoes, there is a lot of wear right on the inside of the heel, it has basically disintegrated. And so sometimes I'll leave those behind, but I figured this was just kind of cosmetic, almost like they had scratched it or something. And so I picked them up. On Running, On Cloud is definitely a brand to look out for. They are kind of inconspicuous, they're not super flashy or anything. But if you find this brand, people love to wear them, and especially if it's in good condition, it can go for a good amount.
Okay, we've got a whole entire phone system by Panasonic here. It's got 5 phones with quite a few chargers. This sold for $69 plus shipping. It's an offer that was sent to me by the buyer. I'm happy to take it, just want to get it out of the house. This is particularly good because it actually has a special function. I guess it's a special function because it's 50 decibel, it's pretty loud, so it's very niche, right? When it comes to niche items, there is a specific buyer for it. Otherwise, technology is kind of advancing to the point where you don't really need handheld phones like this. That's just something to consider. If it's for a niche audience, then something to consider looking up. Otherwise, I wouldn't touch this stuff. I have a few systems that are still sitting that we're just going to try to get rid of. Overall, really happy with the sale. I've just got to be better at thinking about these things as I am looking up comps.
Okay, so we sold this pair of Lucchese boots, and we bought these on Facebook Marketplace for $40 in person, cash, and they sold for $155 plus shipping. It did take them a really long time to sell. We had them priced pretty high. We had spent a lot, and we thought that they were worth a lot, so we listed them kind of high. And so we're really excited to take this offer. It came in the box and everything, and we just jumped on it when we saw it on Facebook Marketplace. Lucchese is one of the best boot brands to look out for. If you see it at a thrift store or at a garage sale, it might be worth even paying up for.
All right, folks, something ultra cool. This is a hard hat that is engraved, or at least I think you would consider engraving. When you take a look at the finer details on the inside, it's as though it's been punched in as well. I'm not exactly sure what that's called. I put carved engraving, something like that, into the title. This is definitely a BOLO type item, so be on the lookout for engraved hard hats. If it's by McDonald and it's TCAP, you definitely want to pick it up. Most of these go for $40. And if it's something like this that is crazy cool, then it'll sell for about $165, which is what the buyer paid for ours, and we could not be happier. Originally, we got some $100, $150 offers, but we didn't feel good about trying to sell it to that guy because he had some really sketchy feedback. So that's just something that we value in our business, is that we want to have good buyers that won't give us, a hard time. So really happy with this. Hopefully the buyer loves it. It's actually going international.
So here we have a Johnny Was top, and this one we have had for a little while, but it sold for $40 plus shipping. So I was really happy with that sale. I had it listed originally at $50, hoping to get $40. And it's not super intricate like Johnny Was that's embroidered and really intricate can go for definitely more. But this is kind of a plain piece, it's got little stamped stars on there. So I think it's pretty cute, but it just doesn't have that level of intricacy that some of the other Johnny Was pieces do. So that's why it sold for only $40. But Johnny Was is a quality brand across the board. So definitely pick it up if you are out thrifting.
Here we've got a two-piece suit by Polo Ralph Lauren, the purple label, and this is definitely something to be on the lookout for wherever you are, thrifting, estate sales, whatever it is. And I found this at an estate sale. I was there at the last hour of the last day, and I got a good deal on it. If you want to see that haul, we'll put that in the top right. And one strategy that we've liked to use lately is going to the last day, like the afternoon of the last day of an estate sale. This is something that often wouldn't be passed up, but maybe they priced it too high, and I come in and I get a bulk deal. So that's just something to try in the future if you are ever looking to get into something new. And the last note about this is it's wool, mohair, cashmere. All three of these are really good materials. So overall, really happy. $188 on eBay plus shipping. We're kind of shooting pretty high at $250. We got an offer, $188. We took it. Really happy about it. So again, purple label, just look out for it. You can't miss it. It's just that good.
We sold this quilt, and it is a hand-tied quilt. You can see like the yarn there. This is a very old quilt. You can tell by the fabric and just by the way it was constructed that it is definitely very old. And also is very heavy. This was meant to keep you warm. This was not, it's not just some cotton batting in there. It's like super heavy, like almost like a weighted blanket. This is not in the best shape. There's definitely some wear on the seams. It's, kind of deteriorating in places just from age. But I thought that these fabrics were so beautiful. These are definitely retro fabrics, feed sack fabrics in here. So I put all that in the listing. We've had it listed for quite some time. I think I had it listed a little bit too high originally, and I've been lowering the price, but since it's so heavy and I got it at the bins, I really wanted to make sure that I got a good price for it. I ended up selling it for $60 plus shipping because I'm trying to clear out some space in my inventory room. So I sent a bit of a lower offer than I usually would have, but I'm happy to get this to the buyer who shared that they have memories sleeping under quilts at their grandma's house. I just think that that's so wonderful that we're able to reunite this quilt with someone who will appreciate it.
I picked this up at a St. Vincent de Paul thrift store, and I just was blown away when I saw this on the rack. Someone had put it back, it seemed like, because it's not in perfect condition. It's also got this third pull here. So I'm pretty sure someone put it back because it just kind of looked like that. I recognized this right away. This is by a Johnny Was. And so this is just one of the lines within Johnny Was. You should definitely be on the lookout for all the embroidery. You should know by now that we love selling Johnny Was. We are always excited to pick it up because it's got pretty much 100% sell-through rate within 90 days, usually less than that. Yeah, you come across one of these and you're just kind of blown away by all the embroidery. It's just amazing. Sold it for $100 on Poshmark, and originally we could have gotten $70 on eBay, but I was being a stickler with Camilla about it. And I told her I wanted more. So at the end of the day, we got what we wanted, $100 on Poshmark, so couldn't be happier.
Okay, so some great stuff. Overall, we sold 77 items in the past 2 weeks for a gross revenue of $2,576.23. Our cost of goods on all of those items was $227.24. On eBay, we sold 44 items for a net profit of $996.14. Poshmark, we sold 24 items for a profit of $397.46. Facebook, we sold 9 items for $168.50. So in total, our net profit from all 3 of those platforms after fees, shipping, and cost of goods was $1,562.10. So
Nice.
Really good. That's actually where we want to be, to make our goal for the end of the year. We had an amazing past week. So most of those items sold just in the past week, even though we're covering 2 weeks of sales. We had just a lot of really high dollar sales, which is rare for us, but we've been picking up a lot of really good items recently, and I think that's what's making a difference.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time we have sold $400 plus items in 1 week. I don't think we've ever done it, but here is what we think is making the biggest difference. It's really about focusing on the comps at the time of the buy and how much work you're going to have to put into it so that you can make the sale, and how long you're going to have to hold on to it. And when you're talking about high dollar items, it could go either way, right? Someone can snatch it up real quick, or you can hold on to it because the sizing is not the average person, or the item is just kind of out there that you have to find the specific buyer for it. And when you look at all of our numbers, it's not just those 4 big sales. We've had a really high average sale price this time around, and we really think that our intentionality in picking up all these higher dollar items has really made a big difference. It also takes a little bit of luck so that we can get these things to come together and have all these sales in 1 week.
I wonder if it also is that people are getting their tax return money, and so they're splurging on something that they might not have otherwise bought.
Preach yourself.
Part of what we've been focusing on our end is really picking up good items, and one of the ways that we're able to do that right now is that we've been going to the bins more often. And I think when you go more often, you can be pickier with what you're picking up, because when I was only going once a week just by myself, I was kind of constrained, like I had to pick up a certain number of items to fuel our store. And now that we have a little bit more of a cushion, because I've been going sometimes twice a week, or Kang has been coming with me on Sundays, that means that I can be pickier when I'm at the bins. I'm not trying to, I need to get this certain number of items because I know that I have so many at home that will, kind of bridge me. If 1 week it's not very good at the bins, I don't have to pick up, $10, $15 items. I can leave those behind because those won't be worth my time. And so really focusing on that and trying to pick up things that will sell for like $30 or even more. One thing that we've been doing, and you've been seeing in our videos, is that before going into the bins, kind of setting, like, we want to find something that sells for over $100 or 2 items that sell for $75 or whatever it is, kind of setting a goal. And I think that helps us focus on, really kind of motivating us to do it. I don't think there's like, manifesting, whatever. I don't really believe that, but I do think it focuses us and, motivates us and makes us dig even, harder at the bins. And so I think that has really been helping as well. Part of our experience, and I'm sure you have experience with this, is that we're constrained by our circumstances. We have a baby at home, and that's our number 1 priority. And I'm sure that there are constraints on your reselling business. Maybe it's space, maybe it's time, like us. And so you really have to keep that in mind when you are sourcing, because, with these $10, $15 items, I could pick those up. I could take them to a buy, sell, trade store, and I could, make profit on that, but I don't have the time to do that. Maybe one day I will. Maybe when, our baby is in school, I'll have plenty of time to, go here, there, and everywhere and find all these different outlets to, make even more money in my reselling business, but I'm constrained by time. And so you really have to think about that with your business in terms of, what you're doing, making sure that you are paying attention to those constraints.
As the reselling environment shifts, we encourage you to take some time and take a step back to really think about what is the goal? What is the end in mind for you? Because maybe it's a lot different than what it was a few months ago. And now that things have changed with buyers, with their stores, and all these other things that affect reselling, you have to really consider, is your current strategy going to work in the current situation? Because if you've been using the same strategy in the current situation, it might not help you succeed in the long run. So that's what we're really trying to get at. What are you thinking about currently? Has it shifted in the past few weeks? And does it help you in the moment when you're at the thrift store picking out items that could hopefully make you a really good profit? These are things that you already know. These are things that we've been talking about. Everyone talks about it. But I think what we also want to reiterate is when you are in the space, the mentality of trying to buy good things, it helps you put back the junky stuff that you think, oh yeah, it's nice that it will sell, and we're saving it from the landfill or recycling. There's a really big piece of us that cares a lot about that specifically, but at the end of the day, we have to shift our mental focus so that we can pick the best things for our business. And that's where the big shift in mentality will help us and has helped us these past few weeks. And hopefully we will kind of continue to ramp up and really meet this goal, because this is the first time we've met our 2-week goal, right? And if we continue to do this, we do stand a chance of actually hitting that $40,000 year-end goal. All right, so a quick update on our total stock market index experiment that we have going on for the past, 15 months or so. It's been a pretty long time, and we are still down monies, but this is just the update that we have promised you, that we always will continue to do this as long as we're doing the YouTube thing. And we're not panicking. We're not going to talk much more about how we're doing it, but it is going to just be a long-term investment that hopefully will compound in the long run.
So thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment down below how you have been shifting your focus in your business. What are you changing? What are you pivoting on? Let us know down in the comments. We'd love to chat with you down there. And if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you aren't subscribed, consider subscribing, because we would love to have you as part of our YouTube community. We put out these What Sold videos every other week, and we put out other videos on the off weeks.
Sporadically.
Yeah, occasionally when, we have the time and things like that. And we just hope that you can, join us.
Yeah, keep that passion burning, y'all. We're really rooting for you regardless of what's going on. We hope that you're doing well, that you're changing your mentality as things shift in reselling world. But always, we are rooting for you. We hope you're doing well. We'll see you later.
Bye.